Hi, I'm Jessie Ahmet, your host of Valley News Now, and I'm here with Lori Dixon. Thank you for being with me today.
You're welcome. Thanks for having me.
Yes, and we're talking about quite a few things today. We're talking about a wonderful organization in town called Lend a Hand Up, and also, of course, it's October Breast Cancer Awareness Month, and you have a very personal story to share, which I just so appreciate that. That's a hard thing to do. So
it is, but Breast Cancer Awareness Month is just, it was special to me before and even more special now.
Even more special now. So we just met today. We've been visiting a little bit, and I didn't actually ask you this. So remember that anything I ask, you do not have to answer. But for women, I guess feel led to jump into for women who've never had a mammogram, who think it's not going to happen to me. I bet you have some words.
I do. I can share a little bit of my story on that as well.
Yeah.
I went in for my mammogram, and previously they had biopsied.
Okay.
And it was fine, and it was there. It had grown a little bit.
Okay.
But it would have grown more if it was cancer.
Okay.
It didn't look like cancer, and they were just doing their job.
Yep.
You know, my mother had breast cancer.
Oh, wow.
2 years before.
Okay.
So
2 years before.
2 years before.
Wow.
And she's doing well. Hi, Mom.
Wonderful.
So I said I still want the biopsy.
Good for you.
And it came back. It was.
Wow. So had you said, oh, good.
Let's wait 6 months.
Let's wait. You know, you wouldn't have caught it as nearly as early.
Right.
And all I hear just time and time again is early. The sooner we can get after this thing, the better chances we have in general.
Exactly. And if you have it in your family, definitely push, advocate for yourself.
Yep.
I'm so glad I did.
Yes. Yeah.
Because who knows when it would have looked more like cancer. And
right. Maybe it would have
things could have
taken
been
who
very
knows how
different for
long
me.
to look. You definitely.
Right.
Yeah.
So I'm very thankful and grateful.
So that's great advice to people. And I was visiting with you too, but we talked to somebody a couple weeks ago, and a real similar case as far as it not looking like breast cancer, and it just didn't feel right to her, and so she pushed. So advocate for yourself, ladies and gentlemen.
Yes.
Always, if you've got that feeling, it just I don't know that we can explain it with science, but it seems like you need to listen to your body and listen to yourself.
Very much so. Definitely do that.
Yeah. Wow. Okay. So, at first, the fun event that's coming up, the fun benefit coming up in West Fargo at Bar Down, which is always a good time. And 2 to 6, that's on this Saturday. And we've been talking about birthdays all day today, too, which that's my son's birthday. That means nothing here nor there, but it just made me think of it.
Well, happy birthday to you.
Oh, thank you. But 2 to 6 at Bar Down. You can come out, support Lori with her battle against, it's called triple negative breast cancer.
Yes, triple negative breast cancer is the most aggressive breast cancer and the most likely to come back.
So thank goodness that you did push. So this is giving you the best odds going forward.
Yes, it is.
Wow.
Yes.
Wow, that's just a lot to take in, isn't it?
Yeah. It is, and that still kind of chokes me up.
Me too.
Which is definitely why we did the mastectomy on the one side.
So when did you find out? Let's go back to your story. So whenabouts did you find this out?
I went for my mammogram in March.
Of this year?
Of this year.
Wow, okay.
Of this year.
All right.
April, actually the day that I was moving into a townhome with a girlfriend.
Wow.
We're 2 empty nesters, and we've talked about it before.
Oh, I love this idea. This is fun. You're little Golden Girls action.
Yeah, exactly.
Yes.
Exactly.
So a fun day.
It was a very fun day, very busy day. Had movers helping us with the big stuff, family helping us, and after the movers were done, my youngest daughter, hi Taylor, we went out to the mall, and she was meeting her dad there. And before she got out of the car, my phone rang. And I told her to go ahead, and it was the doctor who did the biopsy.
Okay.
And Yeah.
And I'm sure you're hopeful at that moment because you'd been told, probably not.
Right.
So, okay, good. I got this out of the way. He's going to tell me everything's okay, but that wasn't the case.
That wasn't the case. He said, I'm sure you've looked at your chart. And I said, no, I'm busy moving.
Oh, okay.
And he said, well, it is breast cancer.
It is.
So I was keeping a very strong positive because my daughter's right
your
there.
daughter's right there.
She popped back in the car and she could tell. She knew,
Yeah,
even
she
though
knows
it was smiling. She knows me. We're very close.
Yeah.
Yeah, you don't catch a lot of what's going on after that.
I'm sure.
They're going to be calling me and setting up appointments and so forth. But yeah,
it's got to be just almost an out-of-body experience.
It really is.
Yeah, like you said, you're trying to be tough. Like your reaction, I think as a mom, a lot of times is like, okay, here we go. I'm gonna, kind of buck up and do this. But then it's not over then.
It is not over then.
No, it's just starting.
When we did get back to the townhome, the new townhome I moved into, I did go up in my bedroom.
Good for you.
And I fell apart.
Yeah. Good. You need to let yourself do that. Yeah.
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 And obviously, as you see, I still can.
Yeah, it was March. It's just right. You're still living it, girl.
I
You are
am.
living it.
I
yeah.
am. Sometimes
So
it seems
again, I
pretty
appreciate
surreal.
you sharing because I
Absolutely.
know that it does help people. We don't do this to get people to click on a story that's interesting.
Right.
We do it to share with people and have other people know that they're not alone and prevent as much as possible and encourage people to get out there. So yeah, I just appreciate it more than I can express.
Absolutely
Yeah.
happy to be here and share.
Yeah. So that was your day of finding out. And then I suppose they start calling you and setting this stuff up?
Yep, I did get a call later that day, and we did set up my first appointment to meet my oncology team, and they are all wonderful.
But all words you don't want to hear,
Exactly.
All places you don't want to go. People, whenever you have those experiences with like an oncology team, you don't want to have an oncology team. And when this is over, I'm sure you will lovingly say to them, I hope to never see you again.
Exactly. They were all wonderful.
Yeah.
Everybody in the oncology department was, I wasn't a number, I wasn't a face.
Awesome.
They were all genuinely concerned about me and my welfare and
that's so
asked
good
about
to
my
hear.
family and this and that. And I'm sure anywhere you go in Fargo
We
or
hope
where else,
so.
they're
Yeah.
all very much like that, very
Yes.
special
Good.
people that
Good.
work there. So
Yeah, and if you're not in Fargo and you don't have the experience, come to Fargo.
yes,
Because we've got a
definitely.
good place.
We sure do, a couple
Yeah.
good places.
Yeah. Okay, so you meet the oncology team.
Meet the oncology team and getting a lot of information.
Yeah.
I've got a friend with me. We're both trying to take notes. Finally, it's like she's just taking notes and what all is going on, and
That's really smart to bring someone with you because it's so much.
kind of like when I got the phone call.
Yeah.
I kind of hear that first, those first words, you do have breast cancer, and you kind of shut everything else out.
Yep.
You just
Well, because
don't hear.
yeah, no,
It's the shock. It's the shock.
yeah, definitely. And you're trying to, in your situation, your daughter's right there. You're trying to hold a good face. Plus, you're moving. You're doing all these things. It's like, okay, I can't deal with the rest of this right now.
Exactly.
Yeah. So smart to bring somebody with.
Yes, that wasn't even my idea. Thank goodness. Thanks, Carla, my sister, mentioned that. I've got such a great support team, my family, my kids, my extended family, my work family.
That's awesome.
The gal that I live with, Mary, she has been amazing.
Awesome.
She's really had to take
wow.
care of me. Thanks, Mary.
That's what friends are for. I'm sure she would say that.
Yes, and I would do the same right back.
Absolutely. So then you started treatment.
I started treatment. Well, I had a mastectomy.
Okay, so that's
First,
the
that
first
was
place they
early
went
May.
to. Okay, early May. So you found out in March, early May, we're already in surgery.
Yes.
Wow.
Yep. Stayed overnight one night, went home, and then
Wow, that's
it was
a one night
for-
stay.
Usually you don't stay overnight.
Really?
Yeah,
Oh my goodness.
which is shocking.
Yeah.
But they know what they're doing. I did
Yep.
stay over.
Okay.
So it was 4 weeks later that I did start treatment. yeah, that was
Yeah.
one of my meds. Lost my hair,
Yeah.
so that was traumatic.
Very, very traumatic.
Yes.
Yeah, we visited a little bit earlier that, you know, as women, I mean, that is a lot of our femininity. And
really is.
it may sound silly and it might sound however, but it just is, you know. And so to recognize that that's a big deal to lose your hair.
It really is, and I did go to my stylist and asked her to shave my head because I couldn't handle
Yeah. I
the
can't
gobs
imagine.
of hair coming
No.
out. I just,
No.
that would have been even harder, more difficult than actually getting my
Than
head
just
shaved.
going for it. Yeah.
So, but yeah, it was once a week, every 3 weeks.
Wow.
So fortunate. I do know people that way tougher treatment
Even more.
schedules.
Okay.
Yes,
That seems
by
like
far.
a lot. Yeah.
It went fast, even though I would get quite sick.
Yeah, so, you know, again, stop me if I go too far, but what is that like? You know, we've all heard of it, but it's like, what is it really like to do that, to go to chemo and...
Very scary the first time. And of course, chemo affects everybody differently. There's a nadir time. It's like days 5 or 7 through 10 where your
Okay.
immunity is the weakest. Chemo would drop my white blood cell count extremely low after the very first treatment. My white blood cell count dropped to 0.4.
And isn't it like 14,000? I mean, isn't it, what's a normal? Do you know? I don't know off the top of my head. I feel like I knew that at one time in
did
my
know that
life.
I'm at
but
that point where everything's
yeah,
rolling
but it's
here.
a big giant number. It's not like 12. It's like a giant number. So
Right,
0 point
14
something.
or something.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, my daughter Michelle, who's a nurse, came and got me. I could hardly stand up. I couldn't talk. I felt like the worse than the worst flu you've ever had in your life. I mean, for a female not to talk. And I like to talk. It was.
I really like
it was.
that.
It was rough. So my daughter
true.
had to answer all my questions when we went to
Wow.
triage, and I did
Literally
end up in
couldn't.
the hospital.
Yeah.
For, it was like 4 or 5 days.
And I would assume a lot of fear around you getting a cold or COVID or anything.
Yes, very afraid of. I mean, with the weakened immunity system. So, tried to. Well, stayed at home, didn't do a whole lot during that time. Sleep, because the fatigue is something you can't even imagine unless you've run through it. Everybody gets tired, and I'm so tired. This was like, I need the restroom, and to walk to the restroom or to the kitchen to get yourself something to eat. I would have to stop every couple steps and hold on to something or lean against the wall.
So it's nothing you know unless you've been through it.
Exactly.
Wow.
It's just something I
So
can't
you
even
obviously
imagine.
can't work or, you know.
No, I did not work after my surgery, and it took me a while after chemos to get to work. My employers have been amazing.
Oh, good.
I get a plug
so
there.
good. Yeah, you plug them.
2020 Vision Express on 13th Avenue.
Yes.
Dr. Jordan Murray and Dr. AJ Matacek. Great place to work, amazing bosses. They have been so understanding. And if you feel like coming in, Lori, come in. If you can only make it, a short time, fine. If you can't, that's okay.
No, you plug the heck out of them. We want to
They
support
are
people that
amazing.
support people in the
Yes,
community.
Yes,
yeah,
they are
that's
amazing.
awesome.
And all my coworkers too have been very, very helpful and amazing. So there's times where I didn't make it to work.
Yeah.
Times where I'd go in. I remember one day I went in and I don't think I was there for 5 minutes, and
It was just
I tried to work with a customer, and grab their glasses, and I'm like, I'm going down. I'm going to pass out, and somebody had to come and get me. And
wow. So just not your life, because
Oh, no.
what I have read in the short amount of time is that you're a very active person and like to visit and get out and kayak. How fun is that?
Kayaking, get together with friends.
Coolest grandma ever.
Try to be. Try to be. I think she'd say I was pretty cool. I've got one granddaughter. Hi, Bella. Hi, Tracy, my oldest daughter. And then I've got another one on the way
Oh, so
in
exciting.
January.
January.
So it's been a few years. That'll be a lot of fun.
Yes.
So yeah, we'd go kayaking, do bonfires with friends, get together, go out to eat, even, just activities, hobbies. There's nothing there. Even the energy to eat
Wow.
and the nausea was bad.
Bad.
Really bad.
And then you have to, it's like your whole life, our whole lives for the most part in America, we're trying to not eat everything, right? And then to have that switch, that has to take such a toll on your mental health, the eating, all your sources of enjoyment, having fun with friends,
Exactly.
your everything.
Exactly. And friends didn't come around right away, and I thought that was an okay
Sure,
thing.
yeah.
And then eventually you're like, well, if you think you're feeling okay, and we'd keep distance.
Yeah.
Same with family too, when family would come visit.
Because of the immunity factor?
Yeah, just
Okay.
scared, and then
Yep.
everybody knew to stay away if they had a little sniffle or this or that or
Yeah,
everything.
but then
So
that's
that plays
Depressing too.
yes on your emotional
Yes.
and very, very much. So I got bored of being bored of the TV.
Yep.
So I had to keep telling myself, well, I'm taking care of myself. I'm doing what I have to do.
Yeah.
Sometimes I have to tell myself that very frequently, and others telling me that too.
It's very tough, for
It
any
is.
human being. But I guess I relate to women, obviously, because I'm a woman. But a lot of our value is also in what we get done in a day and what we do for other people in a day. Your work is a service type of. People come in, you're helping them. That's really hard to not have and still feel like I'm a person with a purpose.
Right.
Yeah. I would think that's.
Even just doing dishes, loading the dishwasher, unloading it, doing my laundry, which
That has to be.
in the townhome, you go in and it's a split level and then up another level for bedrooms.
Oh, sure.
And the laundry was downstairs. Stairs still knocked me over.
Yeah.
And it, very difficult.
Yes.
Very
And
difficult.
so the chemo was over. How long have you been done with? Are you done with the chemo? I guess I, should
am
first
done
say. Okay.
with chemo now. It was a couple weeks ago.
Okay.
I was done with chemo.
Okay.
I am feeling myself getting stronger
Okay.
each
Good.
day.
Good.
So
But I'm
that's
sure
good.
it takes some time.
It does. Like I
Yeah.
said, just even walking
Yes.
in here.
Yes.
It's not a long walk, but it's still.
And we talked all about it. I think just those things that we don't realize that we can just learn from a story. From you sharing your story. I mean, I was well aware of your situation, and it didn't occur to me. I'm embarrassed to say when we got back here to offer you a chair. It's so much different than you can imagine.
It's such a big change.
Yeah,
in
and
your
to
life,
have
and
to
you were
ask
fine.
people. Well, you're very sweet, but I was just thinking, if I was you, to ask for a chair, to have to do those things all the time. We don't want to do that. No, that's not how we're built.
Not at all.
No, so there's just so many things, so many layers that are so difficult.
Not being able to run to the store.
Yeah.
I remember one time I thought I felt good enough. Stopped in a store, and man, every couple feet I was leaning against
Oh gosh.
the shelving
shelves.
or this and that. I got up to the self-checkout, and the gal up there said, "Are you okay? Do you need a cart?" Because I stopped and I just had to
Right.
sit there and breathe. And I said, no, I'm okay. I'm going to go sit at that bench before I go out to my vehicle. And she brought me a cart anyway. Thank you to that gal.
Oh.
I needed it.
Yeah.
I needed it. It just,
And we don't
it
like to
wakes
ask
you up.
for help.
No, I definitely do not. Like a lot of us don't, but
No.
I definitely.
But that's your personality, yeah.
It really
Yep,
is.
Yep.
And I, with chemo over now, I think it's over.
Right.
It's going to take me.
Yeah.
It can take up to a year. It's not going to.
Nope.
It's not going to. But yeah, there's still a lot.
But
that
you got to
I
give yourself a
struggle
lot
with.
of grace. Yeah.
Exactly.
A lot. And so it isn't just the cancer, which is a huge thing, it's so many more other things than that.
It
Your
is.
identity, your femininity, your, just ability to work, to be a productive human, and you are enough whether or not you ever work again or do anything for anyone else ever again, but it's hard to feel that.
Yes.
Yeah.
It really is. And I am working again. I am getting to work every day.
Wow.
And I am
That's pretty
definitely,
impressive 2 weeks out.
well, yeah, you just do what you have to do,
Yeah,
and
But
going without working, and
I'm sure you're right. So the financial aspect, yep,
was
pretty
is
devastating.
awful. Yeah,
Yes.
very difficult.
And so, that's what the benefit is about. And so we do want you to come out. I'm going to bring you over to the flyer really fast and just embarrass the heck out of Lori here. But yes, here is your beautiful flyer. And so Bar Down again, it is, if you don't know it in West Fargo, it's on Cheyenne Street, 3150 on Cheyenne Street. 2 to 6 this Saturday. I mean, that's a great time. You've got afternoon, you got a little evening, and it's a fun place to be. You can go out and support, and all those proceeds will benefit Lori with the medical expenses and bills, which I can't even imagine. And yeah, so you've got auction, free will, there's a free will meal, there's a raffle, and the QR code because you're cool like that. And I love the flamingo, the stand tall and fight. That is awesome.
Thank you.
Is that something you came up with? Is that a campaign out there? It's really cool.
The friend that I moved in with and another gal, we have called ourselves the Flamingo Sistas.
Oh, I like that.
One of their moms was really big into flamingos, and we
cool.
talked about it, and her mom has passed on, so kind of an homage
I love
to
that.
her.
Yeah.
So we just, if we see something flamingo, we buy and everything. So we've got
Yes.
pictures and little flamingos all over
Oh,
here
how
and here, and our
fun.
families have seen it. So that was one thing my family, when they
It's
designed
really
T-shirts with the flamingo on it for the benefit.
Awesome. And so we talked about that too. So you can purchase the T-shirt
Yes.
as well. And I'm going to bring you back to the flyer here because this is one of the best places to find that information. And so Michelle Sievertson?
Yes, my second daughter. Yes.
Okay, Michelle, and you can call her there. I'm just going to say the number 2 in case you're listening and not looking, 701-412-5473, or email as well. I'm going to let you come and look at the email so I don't mess
Bierke,
it.
it's Bierke.
Oh, Bierke. Okay, yes. Bierke MI, I suppose Michelle. Okay.
Yes, correct. At
Bierke
Gmail.
MI at gmail.com. Thank you. And
And they
also
are
gonna-
$25.
Cool. Okay, which is perfect for Breast Cancer Awareness Month too.
Yes.
All right, let's see. I'm bebopping around. Lend a hand up too. I just want to kind of talk about them a little bit. They're an incredible organization that we
Yes.
have here, and if you haven't seen what they do, I'm looking right now. So just like you would look, you could pull up that tab and go to lendahandup.org. I'm just going to look for you here. I'll show you that it is easy, even when you don't know what you're doing like me. Okay, and there, it's right there. Okay, so you can look at Lori's fundraiser, all the information there, her beautiful face right there, and here is the benefit again. And then you can look at too, you got your story here, event info, flyer information. And so lend a hand up. So there's such a cool organization. So I hope everyone is like, nah, we already know, but in case you don't, we have to talk about it.
Yes, we
because
do. They are amazing.
they are, and they've got so many resources. So number one, all of the proceeds of everything go to the person. And so they don't take anything. They're a nonprofit. None of that money goes to them. In addition to that, they 20% at a boost. So, I mean, this is way better than doing, a GoFundMe or anything like that. Nothing against those, but if you live in this area and you want to do a fundraiser and you think, okay, what can I do to help my friend? Which, I mean, that's what we all feel,
Exactly.
It's like, what can I do? What can I do? Just contact Lend a Hand Up first because they've got all these amazing resources too.
They do.
Yeah.
Contact as early as you can. They have sheets to, to do this and to organize and this and that.
Right,
And
like anything,
there's
you're
a
like, I don't know how
billboard.
to have a flyer. I don't know, or I don't know how to organize a auction, but they do, and they help you through it. I've heard so many stories of people who are like, I knew nothing, and they walk you through it. That's what they do. That's
really
what we
do.
have here as a
They
resource.
have me up on a billboard, and I was like, I've done a better picture. So
You're like, can we do an after one when my hair grows back?
yes. So yeah, one of the electronic, around town, but there's
That's
one main.
fantastic.
Yeah, and it's like that would never happen. How would you?
You'd never be able to do that for yourself or for your friends or family,
Exactly.
you know. And so being plugged into them, and so many resources too. I've heard people talk about, you know, for their live auctions or silent auctions.
Yes.
Sometimes getting things donated from businesses that are plugged into Lend a Hand Up.
Exactly.
That, you know, we only have the contacts that we each individually have,
Right.
but they're, you know, plugged into the community so well.
Yes,
Yeah.
and then they donate for the silent auction.
Oh wow.
Yeah, yeah.
Wow.
They did a couple donations for that, and they do have gifts for the person that's going through the
Oh,
experience.
cool.
Very, what's the word I'm looking for? Very generous,
Generous, yeah.
extremely generous.
An overwhelming experience, I would think. Yeah.
Yes.
So I'm so proud
They've
of you
seen
for
me
being
cry
here.
a few
Yes.
times.
Well, as we all should have emotions about all of these things and share them. And I've had a chance to visit with Gina and work with her a little bit, and she is just a gem.
Yes, she is.
As are their entire staff.
Yes.
But it's such a cool thing that we have right here, and it's almost like too good to be true. I always feel like I need to tell people this isn't sponsored. Like there's no reason for us to talk about this other than the fact that it is just an amazing resource
Right.
here in our community that is what it says it is.
Well, they
and
put
does
us
good.
together.
Yes,
They
yes.
connected us to
Yep.
be able to do this.
Yeah.
and
Right.
I would have
we
never
might
met
not
you
have ever
otherwise.
right. We
Just
wouldn't have
watch you
met.
on TV.
Yeah. So much better in person
It
to get
is,
to know
very
each other.
much,
Yeah.
very much.
So we really want to do, you know, I guess 3 things today, and you know, one of them is raising awareness, Breast Cancer Awareness Month. You see the pink, but you know, how often do we remember? Okay, that's me. You know, I also need to go get my mammogram, get my test done. You know, and then if you have that gut feeling where you're like, I feel like I want them to do a biopsy. I feel like I just don't feel good about this. Advocate for yourself.
Definitely.
Yeah, because
Definitely
you know,
advocate for
it's so
yourself.
hard to talk about the what ifs because they're not good. So,
Exactly. And if they are not good, you want to address them
yes.
as soon as you can,
Yeah,
obviously.
and
So
much better outcome, much better chance of just, you know, getting your healthy life back.
Yes.
Yeah. So hard to pick those words in that sentence. you
yes,
know?
it is. It sounds like it should be just easy, automatic.
Right?
And
Yep.
it's not.
And it's not. No. So make sure we do that. I want to get everybody to come out to Lori's fundraiser, and that is at Bar Down again on Cheyenne Street in West Fargo from 2 to 6 this Saturday. So that's going to be a blast. And there's a QR code too. I'm going to show you the flyer one more time. There's a QR code there too. So, you know, if you can't make it, but you want to support, you can scan that and see which way, how you can donate, how you can uplift Lori going through this right
Thank
now.
you. Thank you.
I love it. I love that. I love that you're here and willing to let me just embarrass you that way. And yeah, it's good.
I'm an open book. It's all good.
And to, you know, share this personal story, hopefully that it will motivate you, it'll inspire you, it'll make you feel like you're not alone if you're going through that. And then also to make sure whatever you're going through, whatever kind of medical journey, you know, emergency you're in at the moment, Lend a Hand Up's a great organization.
Yes,
Yeah.
not just for something with breast cancer,
Right.
but so many other things, traumatic injuries.
Right,
Check out their
yes.
website and
And support.
thank you for
yeah.
them. They have been another godsend to me through
That's
this, as
awesome.
many other people
Awesome.
have been.
Thank you so much for sharing your story, Lori. I'm just
Thank you,
so
of course.
touched you made my day.
You made my day. So this has been wonderful.
It's been really good. Yeah. So again, you guys, Lori Dixon, and we were talking about Lend a Hand Up and also Breast Cancer Awareness Month and that benefit on Saturday. And I am Jessie Ammett, your host of Valley News Now.